All right, hello, Gun Nation. We'll give it a couple of minutes and let ever go a couple of seconds or whatever, and let everything kick in. Um, Make sure y'all can hear and see me. It says I am live, but let's just double check. So please let me know. I am actually in a hotel and I'm using my hotspot on my phone. I totally agree with this, Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete saying he's finding it harder and harder to have conversations about everything going on in this country with liberal friends these days. I totally agree. All right, you can see me, Pistol Pete. I totally agree, Pistol Pete. It is getting very, very difficult. There was a time when we could all, talk about politics, and they could have their opinions. We had our opinions. It could be civil. There were times about that, but not anymore. It's getting crazy. Hello, A Dubs. Hello, Keith Gregory, Bald and Curious, Richard Jenkins, MK Joe. Let's see here. We had Fina earlier, Wheeled and Well Armed. Yeah, also Wheeled and Well Armed is actually fighting for our braces. So you can go over and check out his video, but I believe he's getting with GOA, and he's going to help fight for our rights, and of course for disabled veterans and disabled people to be able to still shoot. Hello, Maikai. Scott. All right, looks like we kind of got that caught up, but yeah, it's getting a little crazy. Did y'all actually hear about the Rutgers college student who was only doing online? He was only signed up online to do classes online. He was never going to go to Rutgers. He's 70 miles away and was taking their online classes. They told him that he had to be vaccinated to take his online classes. And he tried to sign up and everything and pay, and they wouldn't let him pay. He's taking online classes and he has to be vaccinated for online classes. Are you kidding me? I would have told him to pump sand and go eat shit and bark at the moon. But yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah, yeah, you got to get jabbed if you're going to do online. That's insane. Hello, IBG. But yeah, it's getting insane. I am in OKC. I'm in Oklahoma City this week, and in a hotel here doing or working. Hello, Kathleen. How are you, Dennis Buckner? But good old Oklahoma City this week, doing a little work and trying to get stuff done. But yeah, it is. It's getting crazier and crazier out there. I mean, they are pushing this jab so bad. I mean, but yet they're throwing a fit about the abortion laws in Texas, and I believe, my body, my choice, that kind of stuff. So they're going after that, but yet still trying to require everybody to get the jab. You're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth. So I don't get it. But yeah, will and well arm. That's a good deal, man. That is a good deal. I mean, that's what they need. They need a whole line of disabled people. I mean, and think about it this way. Um, and I'm not saying just myself, but there's people who have just hand injuries. They have arthritis. They have, all kinds of different things going on, not necessarily just in a wheelchair, but they have other disabilities going on that pistol braces can help for that also. So, I mean, it's just crazy. But this whole regime, you could say, or dictatorship. I guess we need to change it to dictatorship, actually. But yes, exactly, Kathleen. They want all the power. They want control and power, just like the old communist regime. But yeah, and did you hear about all the college football games this weekend? A lot of the facilities were open. The stadium was packed with kids and adults and everybody to watch the college football games, and the left threw a fit. Oh my God, they don't have their mask. Blah 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 blah. But yet looting and all of that stuff is okay. Makes absolutely no sense. 15-minute rule. I wonder you can only bid every 15 minutes. I mean, I haven't really bought anything on Gun Broker, so I don't know. I mean, I've looked on it before, just never bought anything. Hey, what's up, Red October? I have, let's see here. Red October, Big J, have you seen more open carry, or I'm sure you mean open carry in your area? Not really. There's some people doing it now. I mean, I've seen a few, and I will tell you this, and trust me, it's their right. I want them to do it. But I have seen some of the new constitutional carry newbies who probably don't carry all the time. I've seen some of them out there with the shitty holsters, their gun hanging out, not secure, so to say. So I have seen a few, but not a ton of them. A little more than usual. We had them before, and of course in Oklahoma they have open carry here too. I just don't. I just choose not to open carry, but I have nothing against it as long as you're doing it properly. Fina saying we're all watching Texas. Don't give in. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the government. That's what's so crazy about it. The government's saying they're not going to mandate it. However, they want companies to do it. Companies to be the bad guys, and the companies are going to get kickbacks, and they're going to get tax discounts and things like that. So they're making the companies be the bad guy. So it's pretty crazy. Hey, what's up, Balding? Curious, how are you, man? Yeah, Red, and like I said, I have nothing against the newbies. Everybody needs to learn. However, you have people that don't watch videos, they don't do anything. I mean, they just grab an Uncle Mike's outside waistband holster and throw their 1911 in it, and they think they're just world-class carriers. Um, but it is what it is. So yes, Kathleen, you can do that. Yes, you can. You can do that. I just want to see, if the constitutional carry, if more and more people start doing it, if they do seek training and they seek advice or things like that, I mean, that would be a great thing. I think people need to have a clue or some sort of an idea what they're doing. And a lot of people think they know everything. I mean, I don't even know everything, and I've been carrying hell for 25 years or more. Hello, Milkman. How are you, man? But yeah, I actually put that thumbnail on there. He's definitely got a check engine light on. He's probably had it on for 30 plus years now. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what's going on. He definitely has, he's got people leading him or using him as the puppet. We all know that. It's a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs going on right now, and has been for quite a while. Actually, 7 months. So, hello, Frank. Yeah, Bald, I hope you're doing okay. I mean, I get seasonal allergies. That might be what's going on. I mean, some people get that. Um, you know, Hopefully that's all it is. Get you a steroid shot and a Z pack, and you'll be good to go. But anything exciting, any news or any questions or anything? I wanted y'all to kick it off. I've got a few questions that I wanted to ask y'all. If you've been keeping up, what I think is crazy right now, and any California people that are out there, please chime in. But what I think is crazy is you got the Gavin Newsom recall going on. Got Larry Elder and some other people involved. So Joe Biden's going to be there. Kamala Harris, which hasn't been anywhere, she's been MIA. All of these people flying down to California on our dime. On our dime, they're not flying commercial. They're flying on our dime, going down there to talk and to be his cheerleaders to get him reelected or the recall canceled. And they even, I don't know if y'all have seen it, but there's Antifa that's there, and they're throwing eggs at Larry Elder and attacking his bodyguards and stuff like that. And a bunch of homeless people are running up to him. So you can't tell me somebody didn't slip them some money. But it's crazy. So, but yeah, they're flying up there on our dime, to go for the weasel because they don't want to lose California to a or to a Republican. Yep. Bald. I have the Springer Precision. So I've got the Springer Precision base plates on my CZ75 mags, and I've got their power spring and their shortened follower. So it allows you to get one more round in it if you use their follower versus the factory follower. So they are Springer Precision, and I got mine in the copper orange, but they've got orange, blue, raw, silver. They've got all different kinds of colors. Hello, Havoc. Yes, actually, yeah, A-dubs, that wasn't a gas mask. That was an ape mask. It was an ape. That's the one I'm talking about. She slapped his bodyguard, and but yeah, she was on a bicycle and all black. She was in all black, but she had an ape mask on and a purple hair for the ape mask. That was the one that punched his bodyguard. Yep, he is a puppet. I'm just wondering who's pulling the strings. Could it be China? Yeah, anytime, and I've tried some of that stuff, will and weld arm. If you don't use a extended power spring, you can get some weak ejection. You can also get where it's just not cycling correctly after you run them for a long time. And my mags are, definitely worn. But after you run the springs for a while, and it's not just keeping them loaded, that doesn't affect that it's actually using them. So the spring is cycling. But I would use the power springs. I would actually upgrade to the power springs. They offer them all separately. Yep, you can use Wolf springs too. That's probably who makes the springs for Springer Precision. They work really well though. I like them. You will notice if you use the shortened follower ball, sometimes you will not have lockback. Just so you're aware of it. But they also make. I've got the P09 springs that I use for my P09 and the P10F and the P10C. And Springer makes base plates and power springs and a shortened follower for those also, if anybody's interested in them. And they work good. I really like them. But sometimes you will not have lockback. Just be aware of that with that little shortened follower. Oh. Big J, have you ever owned a Bond Arms Derringer? I just picked one up. They're pretty nice, made in Texas. Yes, I haven't owned one. I have shot the 45 long Colt version, and I've shot, what was the other one? Was it a 357 or maybe it was a 357? No, or maybe it was a 9mm. But I've shot two of them. They are pretty cool, for like a backup, they're cool. The 45 long Colt, it was a handful. The sights aren't that great, but they're kind of cool. I mean, they're fun. I've seen them used even for some really good prices, but I haven't purchased one. I haven't physically owned one. I've only shot a couple of them. Yeah, I mean they're Derringers, so the triggers they're not going to have like 1 pound triggers, but I mean they definitely go bang. But they are a handful. If you get the big, I don't know what caliber. I'm curious, what caliber did you get, Gregory? Keith Gregory. Also, I wanted to ask. Hello, Texas JM. Need more revolver talk. Where's all the wheel gun love? I mean, I own wheel guns. I've got 4 of them. I think I have 4. No, I have 3 of them. I have nothing against wheel guns. I mean, I grew up shooting them along with 1911s, but I just don't shoot them really anymore. I mean, they're just not my forte. I prefer higher capacity, but nothing against wheel guns. They're just not my go-to, so to say. I probably need to drag them out and just shoot them. Kyle is asking, anyone grabbing the new competition P10F, if anybody's seen it? I'm not going to. I mean, it's got an HB Industries trigger in it. It's got, gosh, what are the base plates? And I even own some of them. Oh, crap. I can't even remember the name of them, but that brand, I actually have some of their base plates. But it's got a gold trigger in it, gold base plate, gold back plate. Um, and it is a longer barrel and a longer slide. I already have the P10F, the normal one, so the competition really doesn't excite me, to be honest with you. Mine will do everything that one will do, and I already have the extended mags, so it really just comes with a base plate. Doesn't come with an extended extension, but it is ready for optics ready if you want. But that's the thing, it's optics ready, so you're not, now if you're shooting irons, it helps to have a longer iron sight radius. However, if you're going to shoot optics, it really doesn't matter about the length of the barrel or the length of the slide. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool. The additional money, I don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth that. But I do like the gold. It's pretty cool. Oh, Keith, it's 357. Cool. I think I shot the 357. I think that and the 45 long Colt. Now, if I didn't have the P10F already, and I was just looking for, like a competition type setup gun, that would probably be a good option. It's just, oh, and also just so y'all know, if you have the option to get the P10F competition, supposedly, this is supposedly, it is going to be a limited run. I think they're only making so many of them. From what I've heard, they're only making 500 of them. So if you have the opportunity to buy one, you might want to buy one because there might not be another opportunity. That's just what I've heard. Hennings, yes, Hennings base plates. I've got the Hennings base plates for my Tanfo. I've got a bunch of them actually. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Kyle. A lot of people have already done that stuff to theirs, and to have the aluminum back plate, that's not that big of a deal. Hello, CZ Shadow 2. How are you, man? Let me catch you back up here. Yeah, that P10M is a total disappointment. I was not I was not excited about that. To make a single stack, I was just like, it's kind of like the Shield, but you're like a day late and a dollar short. Havoc is saying, I had to say goodbye to my Elite LTT Rodeo. I call it the Rodeo. Barrel and slide today. I sent it for a crowning job. Cool, man. I've had a few of them, or a few sent out for crowning jobs. My Staccato, or actually it's the STI 45 has been crowned, and I've got some other ones that have been crowned. My Staccato C2 has not been crowned, but that's not a must for me. Yeah, I don't think the P10M is going to sell very well personally. I just really don't think it's going to. Let's see here. I'm visiting Wisconsin, and I got to hold an Atlas Athena. It was very awesome. I'm assuming that's what you're saying, but yeah, they're really awesome guns. I've shot, a buddy of mine's got those too, and they are really nice guns. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. Um, yeah. And like I said, that's I mean, there's a point in time where you're going to either listen to idiots or you're not going to listen to idiots. So pick your battles. Has anyone tried any of the APC 9 models? I have not. So if anybody has tried one, please chime in. But I have not. But one of my questions to y'all, was, what is your most relaxing firearm to shoot? Like if you just want to go and relax, have a good time, maybe a stress reliever, what is your most fun rifle, pistol, shotgun, whatever? What is your most relaxing gun to shoot? Just really curious. And I had actually, I had a friend of mine, or well, we were kind of chatting about some stuff, and I I let him know what mine was. All right, Pistol Pete's got the 1911. Richard has the Shadow 2. MZ has the SP01. Havoc has the CZ Shadow 2. Shadow 2, 500 Magnum. Damn, Keith Gregory, that's a relaxing firearm. Frank is the CZ75. Okay. Ruger RPR 22 is Bald's. Ruger Mark 5 Hunt or Mark 4 Hunter. MNP 22. All right, I'll let you know what mine is. Mine is my Savage B22 Precision. Man, I get down in the prone with that thing, put the bipod on it, lay on my shooting mat, and put some Lapua Center X in it, and I just go to town with that thing. I mean, it is so freaking relaxing. I mean, I can shoot my 308s, I can shoot all my pistols, I can do all that stuff, but if I just want to total relax and just hone in on the target and just have fun, it is that Savage B22 Precision. I mean, that thing is so damn fun. And of course, the CZ Shadow 2s, the staccatos, all of that stuff is fun. It is. However, if I really, really want to relax, the bolt gun, that Savage really, really does it. It is. You're exactly right. I mean, I can be stressed, I can be pissed off, I can be whatever, and I get down behind that thing, and it's like it all goes away. I mean, it's just so freaking relaxing. And the thing is with a bolt gun too, you're really checking your trigger press. I'm getting my hand just perfect, and I'm shooting for little tiny groups. And I mean, I've put some serious groups up with that little fart. I mean, really, really tight groups. I mean, I've shot 10-shot groups smaller than probably my thumbnail. I mean, that thing is super accurate. Now, of course, with Lapua Center X, that's what the gun really, really likes. I've shot every freaking, performance ammo through it. Luckily, I bought a shitload of that stuff. It's not cheap, but I bought it way back when, which it was better then, but it still is not cheap. CZ Shadow 2 is his TSO with a gas pedal. Yeah, that thing's like cheating. Mine is. Fina's saying Staccato P. Havoc saying is Elite LTT. LR308. Minifix is pretty fun. I bet it is. Minifix is freaking awesome. That thing is badass. I'd love to get one. Just the price tag is just super expensive, but they are badass. Havoc, you're so true. That's so true. I mean, when I used to like play a lot of golf and compete in golf, that's what's really funny. My buddies would be like, "Hey, let's get some beers. Let's do this. Let's do that." And I'd have a beer like during the round, but we were playing for money, so that's when it's serious. I didn't drink a lot, but then afterwards, 19th hole, we'd tear it up. But yeah, even with golf, what's funny is a lot of people just go play golf just to drink and have a good time, but when there's money on the line, I'm all about winning that money. Kathleen is the SPO1 and the Klockenstein 34. Yeah, I've heard that too. CChem, CDC is getting involved in gun control. Good Lord, man. These people need to find something else to do. I'm telling you what, this shit's getting out of control. I mean, it's like it's becoming every one of their agendas is something with guns. Something with guns. And like I said earlier, there's got to be a line drawn in the sand, as far as what you're going to do. Are you going to give them up? Are you going to do what you want to do? Are you going to live your life? I mean, I look at it this way: I've got good lawyers. I'll do what I want to do. Leave it at that. But anything fun and exciting in y'all's area? Are they trying to push the jab? Have you been asked to see your little, papers before you go into a store? I haven't been asked, and if they do, I'll just carry a copy of the Constitution with me. But just curious in some of the areas if y'all have been, if y'all have been, tackled or any of that kind of crazy shit. I did have something happen this morning. It was kind of weird. I'm here in Oklahoma City, and I was at a convenience store, and they have a big, homeless or beggars. You know, I call them the beggar mafia because what's really crazy is they're on every corner, and then they all meet under the underpass, and they divvy up money, or they'll go buy a 24 pack of beer and they'll sit under there and drink beer. I mean, some of them are meth, some of them are, druggies, some of them are alcoholics. They're all different walks of life, I'm sure. Um, but I had a lady pretty much chasing me to my truck. And as I was walking out, she was begging for money. And I was like, no, no, no. And anyway, so I was getting in the truck and she started banging on my window and trying to hang on my side mirror. And I was like cracking the window. I was like, you better get your ass away from me. And she's like, I need money. You need to give me money. I saw your boots. You need to give me. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, crazy people? So I was telling her, you need to get the hell away from my truck. Kathleen, who's your governor? I can't remember what state you're in, but yeah, it's crazy. Some of them are folding like lawn chairs. Um, it's crazy. A lot of the states around me, of course, red states or Republican governors, they still have their wits about them. So I don't really deal with a lot of. Well, put it this way. There's states that I go to. I guess I need to rephrase that. There's mayors in a lot of the states that I go to that are very liberal. Hell, even Austin. Yeah, and have you heard what they're asking for? And this is another question I had, and I just want to get y'all's opinion. Okay, all the Afghanis and things that we've brought over. I guess the last report was like 124,000 of them. Now, did all 124,000 of them help us? And I'm just asking, I'm not trying to be rude. Did they all help us? And I know some of them have visas and all this other stuff, but did they all officially help us? And the reason I'm asking that is now Sniffer's asking for like $6.8 trillion, to take care of all these people and do all this other stuff. And, I don't know, is he paying for more voters to come in? What's going on with that? Because that's a lot of people. And understand we had our troops over there and they were helping us and doing things like the translators and all this other stuff, but 124,000 of them, that's what I don't get that. And then of course we've got open border. We had that in Texas. So all of those people were coming over, and now we've got all these people coming over. That's a lot of damn people. Who's going to take care of them? I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like they were just throwing people on planes and saying, come on over, and I don't know if he's just trying to build up his base saying, remember, I brought you over, so you got to vote for us. I don't know what the hell's going on, but just to keep printing money that we can, our grandchildren's grandchildren could never pay back. I mean, that money will never be paid back. So we're just printing shit. We got the old printing press going. Not to mention we gave away $85 billion worth of gear. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Kathleen, dim votes, plain and simple. Yep. Yeah, and what's funny is where they're placing them. They're putting them in New Mexico, El Paso. I don't know if y'all know about those two areas. I do. Mayors. Those areas are majorly blue. Both of those areas. So think about that. And they're right, one's next to Texas and one's in Texas. So I don't know, man. And I don't know if y'all saw, since they're pushing this jab so bad. Did you hear about all the firemen and the police officers and everything that don't want to be required to take that, but yet they're still pushing it down their throat? Yeah, see, Kim, just wait till now that it's under the regime. They've already basically, or China said that they're going to be going over there and training them and, all of that stuff. And like I said before, I know a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people are curious of what is in Afghanistan. And this has to do with a little bit of what I do. But the minerals over there, if like all of the minerals over there are used to make batteries. So, and they have tons of it over there. Well, who's our largest supplier of batteries for electric cars, which is Joe Biden's push, everything green and electric cars, is China and Japan. China makes the most electric car batteries. So, you know, think about that. They're going to be leasing that land and paying those guys tons of money. Uh, yes. Yeah, and when they were all in court today, they were all laughing and smiling and all that crap after what they've done. Hello, Steve L. How are you, man? Nope. And the AFT is not going to go over there either and get their $200 tax stamps for all the crap they've got. And man, have you seen that? That is so sad. They're wearing all of our military fatigues. They're wearing our boots, our night vision, our weapons, our ARs, the whole works, or M16s, all that stuff. Aim points, Trigicons, you've got it, or it's all on their rifles, and they're just walking around like it's theirs, and like it's bad. Hello, Jay. How are you, man? Can't we all just get along? Yeah. Let me catch back up here. Well, Fina, the two that you've just mentioned are the ones that's going to be heading over there for one to check out all the crap that we left and get the insight on that. And then also for all those minerals, they're going to be lapping it up. So they've got all the crap that, and if we ever have to fight them, they've got all of our same stuff. I mean, it's super sad. Yes, it is a disgrace. We gave away the farm on that deal. And the bad thing is there were, I guess, some of our veteran groups that were going over there trying to get people, and they couldn't fly them out of there. And they were saying, "Oh, it's because we haven't checked, we haven't vetted all of them." Well, hell, they didn't vet them over there. They're having to take them into these facilities and vet them. And he just came out today and said that out of what was it, 15,000 people, I think they said 200 of them have already been flagged, red flagged or yellow flagged. Now, for what? I don't know. But how in depth is that vetting? I mean, I sure hope it is, because man, we're going to have some big problems. Big Johnson Guns and Gear, full auto gun you'd take if you could get it free like the Taliban. One of my favorites is the saw. I know it's not used that much anymore, but I think the saw is pretty badass. I've shot a few of them and they are fun. I like the big boys. Yes, Fina, that's exactly right. All of that we've paid for. I mean, he gave away $85 billion worth of our money, and we're already in debt. So Yeah, not a good thing. Oh, and then they brought back, I don't know if you saw, they brought back that woman and her kids, the group did. And then the DOJ and everything tried to take credit for it. Seriously? Yeah, and I don't know if y'all saw that deal. I posted it, but YouTube took it down. Um, Secretary of Defense was like, "Oh, they can't fly our weapons. They don't know anything. We disabled them and all that shit." And then the next day, they're driving everything around. And then they had one of their Taliban members or someone flying one of our Blackhawks around, just flying it around. So you don't think you don't think they can have somebody come train them in a heartbeat on our equipment? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's all Trump's fault. That's all they say. They've been using that excuse for 7 months. But that's the thing. Like, if you look at it from a business standpoint, which the government is a business, okay, it's the bad business, but it's a business. Okay, if you've got a president of a company or he gets booted out, and you got the new CEO, okay, or the new president of the company, he comes in, he needs to man up and go forward. Not let everything on the CEO or president needs to come up and say, hey, now things are going to change. Here's how I'm going to run it. What happens from here on out is my fault. And we don't have that going on. I mean, he'll say that he's taking the blame, but he's not. He's still blaming it on everybody else. That's what I'm saying. All of their paperwork and all that stuff, you don't think that can be falsified? I mean, I just really hope that people didn't slip through the cracks and we're just letting them over here, a whole freaking slew of them or trainers or any of that kind of crap to, I don't know. Yeah, and that's what I was see Kim, I was thinking the exact same thing. I did not know that, but that's exactly what I was thinking. We probably trained a lot of those people that they kept and they have flipped or forced to flip, and yeah, now they're training them on how to do everything. That's what I've been saying, Liberator. That is what I've been saying. And we're letting all of these Afghanistan people in and we're letting all these other people in. We don't even take care of our homeless vets, our actual vets that are here. We don't help them out with financial, you know a medical I mean, they're just forgotten, but yet we'll let everybody and their brother in here. Hmm, I don't get it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's got to be a stopping point where we stand up and we're just like, look, you can preach and you can push all your BS, but you know, talk's cheap. You're just talking, running your mouth, puppet. So Antifa will train them. Yeah, who knows? All right, well, let's talk about some positive stuff. Anybody got anything new, fun, and exciting that they're excited about? Guns, whatever. Anything happening in your area that you're actually excited about? I mean, I don't want to be, I know that what I'm talking about, what we've been talking about here for 30 minutes or so, um, we all pretty much know, and we definitely are on the same page. Um, it's sad. We've got to press through it. We've got to do what we choose to do, and if that's not what they like, then so be it. But the way I can say it in a nice way is do what you need to do for yourself and your family. And if you choose to fold like a lawn chair or fall in line with the sheep, then so be it. The sad thing is I can't. I, well, never mind. Not digging that Leopold red dot. Um, which Leopold red dot? Are you talking about the little tiny one that goes in the rear sight? Or are you talking about the Delta Point Pro or whatever? Oh, okay. Bald's excited about the Pro-Am 3-gun match in a few weeks. Cool, man. That's awesome. I haven't really been shooting any matches. Of course, I'm not using this as an excuse, but it freaking sucks. But got that broke toe, and that's not fun. Yeah, the one that goes in the rear. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not excited about it either. I've spoken about it. People have asked me about it. To be honest with you, I'm not even excited about the Delta Point Pro. I'm not a fan of that side at all. I've had two of them, and both of them have had issues. So I'm done with Delta Point Pros. I don't know if y'all know this, but Vortex actually supposedly has a really nice red dot coming out due to COVID and stuff that's been delayed. But they have a really nice red dot that's supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to be really robust, really heavy duty, with their lifetime warranty, the whole works. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be like. And I think it is going to have the RMR footprint. All right, IBG's got some good news. My wife finally joined me and got her first Ruger RPR 22LR. Hey, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. Awesome. Keith Gregory has a gun show this weekend here. That's cool. Our gun shows are, and of course, with the pricing and stuff right now, a lot of hell, you can go to gun stores and still get great pricing now. I mean, of course, now, but the gun shows used to be where you could go and get a deal. But man, they're looking for suckers at a lot of those, and people are paying it. Well, just got a Athlon Helos 1 to 10 scope for my 3-gun rifle, and so far I love it. Cool. What do you? I mean, in 3-gun, I mean, I've got that Vortex 1 to 6, but do you really find that you're going to need the 1 to 10? I'm just curious. Um, and of course, I use mine on 1, and I use it on 6. And you're probably going to use yours on 1, and you're going to use it on 10. You don't use a lot of in between, but I'm just curious if you really need a 10. I'm just curious. All right, MZ found a case of normal 7.62 by 39 that made him happy. So that's awesome. Sorry, MZ. I'm assuming you're a man. I don't know. Guy comment, you could check the Mag Shack. I don't know if they have any. Also, there's Koi or Coke. God, I bought from him before. What the hell's his name? Starts with a C. I want to say Coil or Coat. Greg Coat. Greg Coat might have some. Greg Coat. I think it's Greg Coat Mags or something like that if you Google it. RPR, yeah, I knew what you meant. Oh, Kathleen didn't know. Gotcha. Yep, shoot steel challenge with a broken toe. Yes, I can. Stand there and shoot. Jay Howe, we might all be meeting up for another reason soon. Catch up here. All right, Jay Howe, have an Alex Pro 9mm PCC. It runs good and very accurate. Costs $756. Don't want to spend a fortune, but want a decent red dot that will hold up in rough environment. Holosun, and I mean, I know they're China. I know that. But Holosun makes really good products for a very reasonable price. I even know a bunch of guys that are aim point guys and stuff like that, and they bought Holosun and went with them. Um, just due to cost, and it's got the solar on it and all this other stuff. So, I mean, that's what I would recommend. I honestly, right now, I would buy a Holosun before I bought a Sig Romeo 5, and I've got a ton of Romeo 5s. I think I've got 5 of them. They don't really float my boat. I mean, they work well, but there's just nothing special about them. Where the Holosuns, you can choose the dot, the circle, or the circle dot. It does give you a little more options, and it does have the solar panel. And that's what I've said before. If you're shooting, a performance rifle, if you're shooting, you know, like going out some distance, I would recommend a nice scope. And that's the crazy thing is with glass. I mean, and I've got the HD, I've got the Vortex AMG HD, I've got the Razor 1:6 HD. I mean, those are not cheap, but they're great optics. So, but if you don't want to spend a lot, then I would just get a red dot or just a less expensive scope if that's what you want. But that's what I was going to say, Bald. You can actually go to 10. You can just go between 1 and 10. You can use 10 all the way up to 300 yards and even in between if you need to. But I'm like you. I mean, my eyesight's definitely not what it used to be. Greg Coate, yes. Yeah, Kathleen, it is a bolt action. Jay Howe, I've never used a Vortex Strike Fire 2. I've never used one. I've used the Vortex Strike Eagle. I think it's a Strike Eagle. I've got a Diamondback, the Vortex Diamondback. I've got that on the 22, and it's a nice optic for $500. It just depends on what you want to spend. The good thing about Vortex is if there's ever an issue or if there's ever an issue with it, they've got the no questions asked replacement. So I mean that is a good thing about them. Some optics, if you get them and they're all jacked up or they don't track well or any of that kind of crap, you're stuck with it. So I mean, some of them warranty them. I'm not saying they don't. Um, you know. All right, Pat. Big J, I purchased my first entry-level 1911 Rock Island Ultra Tac CSM 9mm. Cool, congratulations, man. Have you shot it yet? How do you like it? I'm just curious. What's up, James Johnson? How are you, sir? Y'all smash that thumbs up. Hell, I didn't even start the chat, and I think there was 4 thumbs down, but, gotta have haters. Let's see here. Where did this go? Does anyone have field reports for anything being any different now under constitutional carry in Texas? Any issues entering places? Any changes in signage? No, there are some places that have like 30-06 signs, 30-07 signs, no open carry, only concealed carry. 51% is standard. There are some places such as schools and things like that. Of course, now this is the thing. I'm just saying under law, you cannot even go into a school zone under constitutional carry. So you can't enter a school zone or even the outside of a school. However, with LTC, you can go to the outside of school. You could walk all around the school. You just couldn't go in the school. So there's that. I mean, there's some places where constitutional carry is not allowed. If there's a sign up that just says no guns, that applies to constitutional carry where it does not apply to LTC. It has to be a 30-06 sign or a 30-07 sign. Big Johnson, I recently acquired an FK Bruno PSD with an SRO on it that has yet to be shot in 7.5. I shot it in 10mm and it's really manageable recoil. Man, that's awesome. 7.5 is no joke. Um, I know the ammo is expensive and it's hard to find, but that's no joke. That's a serious firearm, serious pocket rocket right there. That's really cool, man. I like the FK Bruno. I've never shot one. I have handled one, the original all metal one, not the polymer one. I've handled the original one, and it was pretty awesome. It was at a gun shop in Houston, and they actually had one. It wasn't cheap. It was $7,500. Wish thermals were more affordable. Yeah, I mean they're not cheap, and there's thermals out there. You don't want to get anything too cheap because you can have issues with it. And I don't want to get anything, where you have the scope and then you have the illuminator on the side. I don't want that. I want it all built in one. That's why I got the one that I got. And I'm not saying it's not super super cheap, but it's not a $7,000 one either. But no, I'm really enjoying it. It's cool, and I'll go out and play around with it at night, and I can see squirrels up in the tree and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I mean, it is a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean that you got to look at it this way, guy comment. Any hot firearm that just comes out, everybody's going to want extra mags for it. And the Shield hasn't been out all that long, the Shield Plus. So I had a feeling everybody was going to be out of them. You might be able to find them like here and there at some smaller stores, but not every one of them. But just keep looking. Or what I would do is I would go on different places and set up for email alerts. The second they have them in, you can just hit buy now. I've done that before and bought, especially with a new firearm that comes out, because I'll load up on mags. Okay, people are saying the Strike Fire is not bad for the price. Good deal. Yeah, I've personally never used one, so I don't know. But with Vortex, you really can't go wrong because of the warranty. Yeah, you know, I mean, I know a lot of gun shops, and I know a lot of people use Gunbroker, maybe that don't have the gun shop availability that I do, or traveling around and knowing a lot of these places where to buy from. I try to buy local all the time if I can. Matter of fact, I do 99% of the time, I would say. As far as firearms, but I understand a lot of people do need to use Gunbroker, and you used to be able to get really good deals on Gunbroker. I have a lot of friends who have bought like unique firearms that aren't mainstays off of Gunbroker, but I don't really shop Gunbroker. Uh, Personally, I just don't. I'm glad it's there, but I just personally don't get in that bidding war crap. I just find something I like, and if it's a good price, I buy it. Yeah, and for y'all that are looking for that are going to be looking for thermals, I think I've said it before. Vortex is about to start getting into the thermal game. They're going to have the entry levels, the mid levels, and the high dollar levels. I don't know when they're officially going to be released, but I've already got some inside track on that. So they are getting into the thermal game, and I don't know if they're gonna how they're gonna warranty all of those. If they're gonna do even for the cheap ones, they're gonna have lifetimes on them. I don't know. If so, that's gonna be awesome. Yep, IBG. I've been saying that forever. But it's kind of like the gun-free zones. All you're doing is inviting bad guys to the hen house, inviting the wolves to the hen house. Yeah, we've got that one too. It's called a 51%. So if they have a sign posted, that means 51% of their income comes from alcohol. It's like a bar. You're not supposed to carry in those. So now, if it's just like an Applebee's or something like that, that's not 51%, or a standard restaurant. Well, Dennis, heck, man, I don't know when that gun's coming out. I haven't heard anything else about it. the only insight track that I got that they were going to try for the fourth quarter, which that's not officially here or over yet. They're going to try for the fourth quarter or the first quarter of next year. It would be out by then. So, to this or now, it's like until it's out, who knows? I mean, when they're here, they're here. So we'll see. But yes, I do plan on getting the full size whenever it comes out, and then I'm going to get it cut for an optic, unless they come optic ready, due to the weight, or how long it's taken. Because that was my recommendation. Is, man, I hope they just go ahead and mill them for dots and just call it a day. Nothing like limits on your rights granted by God. Yeah. Yeah, we have to ask. We have to ask permission. Get a permission slip. All right. Bailey Doodly Doo is saying, I went and stood on an overpass on Highway 70 today for receiving the remains of Lance Corporal Smits in St. Louis. It was a very humbling experience. I was proud to be there, man. I would definitely be proud to be there too. That's awesome. I mean, it's awesome that you got to be there. And he did. Of course, they all did for our country and gave their lives. The mother, I can't remember what her son, of course, passed, but she was disrespected by Joe Biden, and when he spoke to her, and she publicly invited Trump to her son's funeral, and he said he's going to come. So, I mean, that's awesome that people are going to do that. Wow. Okay, Jay Hal has a question for everybody. Here's a question. So you have $800 to $900 burning a hole in your pocket. What AR-15 would y'all buy? My question to you, Jay, is do you already have an AR-15? I need to know that. Do you already have an AR-15 that you like? Or would this be your very first one? So answer that question. Hey, thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it, man. You too, sir. I found your twin dude. Check out Vince's plate on YouTube. Dude is your spitting image. Wow, that's funny. I get told that I look like a lot of people. I've actually been almost tackled in a airport. A guy ran up to me and started hugging on me. Oh, bro, it's so good to see you. And I was like, who the hell are you? And anyway, he goes, I have a friend that looks just like you, and I thought you were him, or a guy he went to college with or something, his fraternity brother. I was like, no, dude, it's not me. He actually pulled up his phone, showed me a picture of the guy, and he was younger than me, but we did actually look a lot alike. Okay, Jay Howe has several. Another question, Jay, if you like some of yours, what I would recommend doing is getting some uppers with that $800. I would invest in more mags. I would invest in more uppers because you can simply snap an upper on. So you could go from a 223 5.56 to a 300 blackout upper. Now, of course, if it's a rifle, they're going to have to be a rifle length. I'm not going to tell you to make an SVR, but I would recommend getting other uppers where you could just snap them on, ones that you like, because people don't realize this, but you don't have to have a full firearm. You can have different uppers. Like if you've got a 16-inch, you could buy an 18 or a 20 upper and try that. And, I've got several uppers too that I can move around if I need to. So, and Richard's right. I would build before I would buy just a cheap one, or an economical one. I would get all the parts together, get a nice barrel, nice, I would probably go with a Aero Precision lower, and I would just build it. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can always build the lower and then you can buy an upper and snap them together, whatever you want to do. Vinso's plate. Huh. Okay. Matter of fact, I probably need to write that down. I'll go check him out. I've never seen him or heard of him, so obviously he has a channel. But I'll check that out after the chat. Vinso's plate. Huh. Hell, I might have a brother from another mother I don't even know about. I actually saw an MPX for sale today. If anybody wants an MPX. He's an Australian Italian. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and I've actually, Keith, I've been asked about that. The Anderson RF 85, the world's only non-lube AR-15. And my comment to that was, man, I would still want to lube it. That's just weird to me. I'm from the old school engines and things like that, mechanical. I'm all about lube, grease, things like that. I would just feel so weird about that. So it would say non-lube. I'd squirt freaking lube on it because, man, you get something hot enough, it's gonna fail. I mean, because if it's, especially if it's got a nice trigger in it, you can hammer down on it. I just wouldn't feel. I would feel weird about that. Just not normal. And also, there's a new trigger out. I don't know if y'all heard about it. It's like the rare breed. There's some other trigger company that I've been seeing advertised that just came out. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but yeah, Pistol Pete, man, we got minds think alike. It's only one Big Johnson, and he's in Texas. Yeah. Well, and that's what's funny. Everybody asks how I got that name. I've had that name since I was, and I'm not joking around. I think I've had that name since I was like 12 years old. Because I was always super tall for a kid, and I've just always had that name. So when I started the channel, it was Big Johnson. Originally, if y'all have been following me from day one, it was Big Johnson only. And then I had people coming over to my channel and asking literally, is this a porn channel? And I was like, hell no. So I decided to change it to Big Johnson Guns and Gear. So that's how that happened. Big J just looked at Vinso's plate real quick. You are going to crack a big smile. I am. Okay. And is that a good smile or a bad smile? Okay. Yeah. What's the name of those triggers, Jay Howe? I can't remember the name of them. I just saw them advertising. Whoops. What lube do you like for guns? On mine, I use Lucas. The what is it? The Extreme. It's kind of like that blue. I use that, and I also like Rand. It's RAND, and it's CLP. I've been using it forever, and I've had super super good luck with it. Way back when, I used that Battleborn, and they had even sent some, and I tested it. It seemed to work well. However, over time, when I would shoot, I would heat up the gun. I'd be just shooting a lot, multiple guns, pistols, ARs, 300 blackout, 308s, all that stuff. And I noticed that it was dissipating pretty quickly. So I went away from it. So I do not use Battleborn anymore. I haven't used that in probably probably 2 or 3 years. I haven't used anything. And if you use it, I'm not knocking it. It's just after I do a whole bunch of shooting, I'll actually just pop it open and look at it. And I still want it to be wet. And I was looking at the bolts and stuff from the Battleborn, and they were like freaking dry. And I was just like, "Whoop, that's not good." So, and I wasn't even really showering down on them. So, I went away from that stuff. It's just my opinion. Hey, Len Holt, how are you, man? Wide open triggers. Okay. Yeah, wide open triggers. That's it. But I'm just, yeah, they're CChem. They are going after rare breed and some other stuff. However, rare breed is fighting the ATF, so we'll see how that goes. Willem Alarm is saying there's also a new reset for any AR. It's not a trigger, but goes in the trigger well for $45. Yeah, Pistol Pete, I actually have Ballistol also, and Ballistol is great. It's a great product, and of course, it smells good. I think it smells good. Ballistol, I actually use that on my knives. I use it on leather. I use Ballistol on a lot of stuff other than just guns. I had a problem this week with tensioning screws on a brand trigger. They really didn't think it through for a drop-in trigger. Hey, what's up, Dirt Road? I hadn't seen you in 1,000 years. How you been, man? Oh, so it's a cooking channel. Grow facial hair out and start a cooking channel. When I have facial hair, I actually look like Abraham Lincoln. I've been told that many times back when I had just dark hair and not gray hair. Was a lot of people told me I look like Abraham Lincoln. All right. Well, it is 8:05. We'll shut this down unless there's any great questions or anything like that. Let me know. But we will start shutting this down. I appreciate everyone being on as always. It's a big treat to do this on Wednesday and have all y'all join me. I appreciate all the thumbs up. That really means a lot. And if you have any questions after the chat, you can always leave them. I'll try to get them as quick as I can. But we will start shutting this bad boy down. And remember, when all the crap, all this negativity and stuff that you're hearing and stuff, try to have a positive outlook. Don't let it get you down, because at the end of the day, it's going to be what you choose to do, not what they tell you to do. So always remember that. Pork fat rules. Get some old Crisco. Yep, Mobile One. I mean, and y'all will laugh, but I have been, y'all will laugh, for years and years and years, I have used red wheel bearing grease on all my AR-15 bolts. I've been doing that forever. I don't really do it that much anymore, but I have been doing it for a long time, and it worked great. Never ever had a failure. I actually got that from a really old gun guy, and that's all he used on them, and so that's what I used on them. But it works too. If it's good enough for wheel bearings on a trailer, it can be good enough for AR-15s too. Hello, Dan O'Neill. How are you? I've been around too long to listen to foolishness. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. When you're old and you have great insurance, who gives two shits? Trader Joe's, man. I'm telling you. Trader Joe's, they named it after him. All right. Well, I appreciate it so much. Y'all have a great night. Be safe out there. Try to be positive, keep those positive thoughts, and we will all get through this. But y'all take care of yourself and always carry on. We know that. But y'all have a great night. We will shut this down and take care, everyone. Be good.